Hey, hockey fans, how's everybody doing? Let's review some scores for Monday's games, and then we'll make some picks for Tuesday. It definitely felt like a Monday to me anyway. It started with Nashville playing Tampa. Nashville beat Tampa 4-1. We got that one wrong. Washington took care of Buffalo 6-0. We got that one right. Rangers and Philly, back and forth game. Philly ended up on top. They won that in overtime 5-4. We got that one wrong. Chicago lost to Florida 6-3. It wasn't a blowout game the way that score sounds. There was a couple empty net goals there. But Chicago lost. Florida and sitting in first now. Boston definitely has some issues that they got to figure out. They lost to Pittsburgh 4-1. We got that one right. Vancouver over Ottawa 3-2 in overtime. We got that one right. But then Winnipeg fell to Montreal 4-2. We got that one wrong. A battle of the West we lost. Edmonton fell to Calgary 4-3. And Vegas took care of the Sharks 2-1. So not a great day. The Rangers was my best bet. That didn't go through, so now that record goes to 12-7. Overall picks 4-5. So that record goes to 86 and 66. And for my parlay, I mean, it was a disaster. Winnipeg lost, Edmonton lost, and the St. Louis game was postponed. So, yeah, anyway. Glad Monday's over. We'll get on to some picks for Tuesday's games. Buffalo against the New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils in their last 10 are 1-7-2 with an overtime decision. Blackwood is listed in net for the Devils. Buffalo is 0-9-1, current 3-game losing streak. Johansson is listed in net for Buffalo. They're in 8th last place with 16 points in the Mass Mutual East. The Devils sit in 7th with 20 points. Two bottom position teams. Buffalo last lost to Washington, the 6-0 game. The Devils actually put up a fight against the Islanders. That game went into a shootout, and they lost that game 3-2. And I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but Buffalo leads this season series 3-2. The Devils with a day of rest should have no issue taking care of this Buffalo team and getting a couple points. My first pick is going to be the New Jersey Devils to beat Buffalo. Second game, one I'm fairly excited about. I mean, unlike the last one we just talked about, two bottom position teams, here's two top position teams. The New York Islanders taking on Washington. Washington is 9-1-0 in their last 10 with a current 5-game winning streak. Samsonov is listed in net for Washington against the Islanders, who are 9-0-1 in their last 10 with a current 9-game winning streak. Varlamov is listed in net for the Islanders. They're in first with 42 points in the Mass Mutual East. Washington sits in second with 40 points. The Islanders' last game was a 3-2 shootout win over the Devils, and the Capitals, they beat the Buffalo team 6-0. Capitals have won both games these teams have played, 3-2 and 6-3. I'd like to think an extra day of rest for the Islanders is an advantage to the Islanders, but the game that Washington played against Buffalo was not a hard game. It was more like a practice and a tough game. So I don't think that's the edge, but I think where there is an edge is that hopefully the Islanders can catch Washington sleeping a bit, come out fast, come out hard, and get a lead and hang on to it. So I'm going to go to the Islanders to win this game and get number 10 to beat Washington. New York Islanders is my pick. Next game, back-to-back, Boston and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 8-2-0 in their last 10, current 6-game winning streak. Casey DeSmith is listed in net for Pittsburgh against Boston, who are 3-5-2 with a current 2-game losing streak. Halak is listed in net for Boston. They're in 4th with 32 points in the Mass Mutual East. Pittsburgh sits in 3rd with 37 points. These teams play tonight. Obviously, when I said back-to-back, Pittsburgh won that game 4-1, and the Bruins lead the season series 2-1. Malkin for Pittsburgh, he's having a nice little points run. I think he's got 8 in the last 5 games. And the Bruins have a lot of guys out. I mean, they're pretty beat up. I mean, Tuukka Rask still out, and then I think 4 guys out of their defense is out with injuries. I'm looking at Pittsburgh to win back-to-back games here against this Boston team that is having a tough time right now. So Pittsburgh, I'm going to stay with that. Next game, Carolina against Detroit. Detroit 4-5-1 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Jonathan Bernier is listed in net for Detroit against Carolina. That's 8-2-0 with a current 8-game winning streak. James Reimer is listed in net. They're in second with 41 points in the Discover Central. Detroit sits in 8th last with 20 points. Teams played each other on Sunday, and the Hurricanes squeezed out a 2-1 win. over the Detroit team. Carolina leads the season series 3-1. They will be playing hard to get number 9, I'm sure. Hurricanes, I think, are playing a 4-game set with Columbus after this game. So, are they going to look past Detroit a bit and maybe sleep? Detroit seems to upset some pretty good teams. I mean, they have beat Tampa. I mean, yeah. Anyway, Bernie's having a good season. I like the way he's playing in net, even with where the Red Wings sit right now. And Larkin is playing well. I'm going to call a big upset here. I'm going to call Detroit to beat Carolina. That's going to be my pick. Detroit to beat Carolina. Next game, Arizona against Minnesota. Minnesota 7-2-1 in their last 10 with a current 4-game winning streak. Cam Talbot listed in net for Minnesota. Arizona 4-5-1 with a current 2-game losing streak. Antti Ranta is listed in net for Arizona. They're in 6th with 28 points in the Honda West. Minnesota 2nd, 35 points. The Wild won 4-1 on Sunday when these teams last played. This will be the 3rd straight game between these clubs. Wild lead the season series 3-1. Minnesota's only 2 points away, out of first place in their division. They have outscored the Coyotes 8-1 in the last 2 games. Talbot has been in net in both those occasions. The Wild win here and sweep this set. Minnesota is going to be my pick. Next game, Tampa against Dallas. Dallas is 3-5-2 in their last 10 with a current 1-game winning streak. Jake Ottinger is listed in net for Dallas. Tampa is 7-2-1 with a current 1-game losing streak. Vasilevsky is listed in net for Tampa. They're in 3rd with 40 points in the Discover Central. Dallas sits in 7th with 24 points. Lightning lost to Nashville on Monday 4-1. The Stars last played Columbus, and they won 2-1 in a shootout. Tampa leads the season series 2-0, and they've outscored the Stars 7-0. Yeah, I don't know. Tampa's lost to Detroit and they've lost to Nashville. So, I don't know. Let's say they lose to Dallas too. Dallas to beat Tampa. Last game, Anaheim against Colorado. Colorado 7-2-1 in their last 10. Current 3-game winning streak. Grubauer listed in net for Colorado. Anaheim 2-5-3 with a current 3-game losing streak. Gibson listed in net for Anaheim. They're in 8th, last place with 22 points in the Honda West. Colorado 3rd with 34 points. Ducks last played San Jose Sharks and they lost 3-1. Avalanche defeated the LA Kings 4-1 in their last game. 2 games apiece in this season series. The Avalanche are still beat up, and I know that they had to switch their lines around a little bit, and I watched a bit of that game when they played the Kings. Colorado's a dangerous team, and I think we might see them come on here in the last half of the season here. I think they win this game. Colorado is going to beat Anaheim. That's going to be my pick. Dallas over Tampa, Minnesota over Arizona, Detroit over Carolina, Pittsburgh over Boston, Islanders over Washington, and the Devils over Buffalo. My best bet is going to be Minnesota, and then I'm going to parlay Pittsburgh, New Jersey Devils, and the Islanders. And all the odds aren't out on these games yet, so I'll check them in the morning, and then I'll place my bets. Hope everyone has a great Tuesday. Good luck with your bets. Stay safe. Talk soon. Thanks.